I didn't forgot what the fuck I was about to say. I just figured out, like, what people fail to realize, like, being spiritual isn't like burning sage and shit. Like, a bitch really be going through it until they come to those realizations, like, the universe really be fucking with your emotions and fucking with everything until you come to the realization and shit. Like, once you figure shit the fuck out, like, once I just came to, like, I've been really depressed lately, like, extremely fucking, like, overboard depressed. And I just came to a realization of the path I was on as far as, like, the men I was dating and how I was dating and the love I was giving and shit like that. Like, and that's why I've been so fucking depressed. Like, the universe was trying to show me something. Being spiritual ain't always burning sage and journaling. Nah, like, you legit be having whole crying spells trying to figure out why the fuck you crying. And the whole time you crying because the universe try to show you need to slow the fuck down and think about where your life is heading. Like, them fucking depression spells ain't, them shits ain't fun. Like, being spiritual ain't always just burning sage and shit. Like, being spiritual be real whole lot of fucking depression spells and fucking crying spells, and you have fucking anxiety trying to get money out your pocket at the fucking grocery store. Like, that's what the fuck real spirituality look like. Like, having whole fucking depression weeks. Like, fuck a couple days. Like, you be depressed for weeks trying to figure out why. Then boom, out of nowhere, you get like a somebody randomly fucking saying, bitch, you doing too much. And then you're like, oh yeah, that's why. Like, that's what the fuck being spiritual is, yo. Having fucking crying spells. Fuck journaling. Fuck all that. Now, I'm not gonna say fuck burning sage, but not burning sage, not going outside, sending fucking nature and shit. No. Fucking crying spells. Fucking crying spells. I swear to God, like, I've been depressed like a motherfucker. And I just got off the phone with my best friend, and I came to, like, one of the biggest realizations in my fucking life. Like, I am the way I am because of how some of the things happened when I grew up. I'm not going to say specifics, but just how, like, the family was, how I perceived things, like, and I feel like a whole new fucking person. And I guarantee you, it's like, I feel like the biggest weight is lifted off my fucking shoulder because it was shit I've never said out loud. Like, it was shit I've never said out loud. It was shit I never wrote down. It was shit I never even, like, gave it enough maturity to become a full thought. And 28 years of my fucking life, I finally fucking said it. And then I said it out loud, so it feels like a weight is lifted off my motherfucking shoulders. And that's what the fuck being spiritual is. Like, that's what the fuck being spiritual is, yo. Like, really trying to sit and figure out why the fuck your life the way it is. And sometimes ain't no amount of sage can do that shit. Sometimes you gotta be the one to figure that shit out. You gotta cry it out. Like, you can burn all the sage you want to. You could journal all you want to. If you don't admit certain shit to your fucking self before you admit the shit to somebody else, your life will forever fall apart. Shit, your projects will forever not be completed. Your shit will forever not be right until you admit that shit to your fucking self. And it was a lot of shit that I didn't even want to admit to my fucking self that I finally fucking said out loud. I need a retwist like shit, but that's not the point. It was a lot of shit I wouldn't even admit to myself. Wouldn't even give it a chance to become a complete thought. And I finally did that shit. And that shit feel good. That shit feel good. That shit feel real good. And I would suggest, like, if you're not mentally prepared to do that shit by yourself and you just want to keep, like, and a lot of people think I don't believe in God. Like, that's the furthest from the fucking truth. That's the furthest from the truth. That's the first thing people say. Like, when I tell them, like, when I tell somebody I'm not Christian, the first thing they say, what, you a devil worshiper? No. Like, the fuck I look like going to a cemetery, lighting candles and shit. I don't even want to fucking go when somebody die, let alone and fight. No, I'm not about to do that. Like, but that's really, oh my God, my cat took a poop and it's horrible, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. But anyway, I guess the point is, like, I've been really, like, depressed. And I just had a whole, like, realization of, like, the men I was dating and how I was, like the love I was giving to them, I could be giving to myself. I could be giving to me and my son. Like, that's what I should have been doing. And it just feels like a big ass weight was lifted off my shoulder. And that was really the only point of me saying something, was because I feel like a weight is lifted off my shoulder. And because I have the best friend in the whole world. Because I would never have said it if I wasn't on the phone with y'all. And that's on God. I would have never said it. But that's what being spiritual is. Like, really going through hell just to come to a realization by yourself. Like, not necessarily praying to God, but more so praying to your ancestors. And I didn't necessarily pray to my ancestors. I pray to God more than my ancestors. But still, like, that's what being spiritual is. You more so rely on you and God versus the base of religion. My cat stinks. I'm about to take my ass to bed for real, because I've been up since 8 o'clock this morning. I know that sounds late to some people, but I'm tired. Ooh, that was